Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Hello. Oh gosh, I got, what is that? It's not a crumb because I wasn't just eating, but hold on, y'all. I gotta say, y'all had y'all water today? Y'all, I had to get a new water. Okay, look, sidebar. For those of you all who have been joining me live, watching my videos, thank you very much. Y'all know I be on the water, right? So I had to get a whole new, because y'all know the one that I had before was all purple. I'm back to this one. You've never seen this one before, but I'm back to this one. And I got it because our son broke it in church last Sunday. And y'all know I have to have my water, because it's a whole thing. Like, I have to have my water. I really do. It is literally like majority of what I drink all day. But anyway, happy Monday. I am so excited, y'all. I am truly excited. It's Monday. It's Monday. It's the beginning of the week. Welcome to the Dr. Mobley, the Dr. Janine channel. For those of you all who do not know me, my name is Dr. Janine Mobley. I'm affectionately known as Dr. Janine, and I work with God-fearing women who desire to make money from their idea, all while they're working a 9 to 5. What separates me from other people who do what I do, one, I'm me, and nobody else can be me. I don't care how hard you try. I don't care. And I pray that you never do, because guess what? God made you amazing. God made you holy. He set you apart. He didn't call for you to be like anybody else. And that alone should excite you, because guess what? It excites me. For years, I was the one who struggled with knowing who I am and struggled with my own identity. And I used to compare myself to other people. But now I am at a place where I realize whose I really am and who made me. The second thing is that separates me from other people who do what I do is I focus on helping my clients build themselves as they build their businesses. So I want you to picture a home. I want you to picture a property. And before a property is built, they lay the foundation. What is the foundation? The foundation is the support that the building or the infrastructure is being built upon. So you always want your foundation to be firm. You want it to be stable. You want it to be resilient, to be able to hold whatever is being built on it. In your business, in your idea, you are the foundation, and you as the foundation need to be rooted and grounded in the word of God. So what I do is I help my clients build themselves so that as they build these huge businesses, so that as they grow on and evolve to be successful, their businesses stand, because guess what? They're rooted and grounded in the word of God, knowing whose they are and who they are, and ultimately knowing their worth. I just want to say, if this is your first time coming to my channel, appearing on the channel, thank you so much for being a part of my world. You could be anywhere else. You could be tuned in to anybody else. But I'm so grateful that you decided to invest your time by spending it with me. If you haven't already, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Would love to have you over, and make sure you turn on your notifications so that anytime that I'm on or post, you receive messages. If you haven't already, make sure you hit the share button and text this or share this on social media outlets, because I'm telling y'all, it's going to be really good. So grateful for the message that God has given me. No, I'm not going to be preaching to y'all, but I'm going to be preaching to y'all, right? Going to be preaching to myself, okay? So what was I going to say? Okay, so tonight we're going to talk about something like literally God just dropped in my spirit. One of the things that I understand that people have a challenge with, and this is me listening to women. Like, I literally was at a mastermind and I was listening to women say why they were afraid to show up in their idea. They had these amazing ideas, books, all of these amazing ideas that they really, really wanted to make money from. And we're talking about attorneys, we're talking about authors, we're talking about hairstylists, we're talking about all different types of women who all have an idea. And one of them, and all of them had something very, very similar in mind. A lot of them had what people call type A personalities, or they were perfectionists, right? And one thing that I understand when I looked up the definition of perfection means that you are flawless, like meaning flawless, meaning that there is no imperfection. I mean, excuse me, there are no imperfections found, that you are complete, right? And one of the things that I understand, the Bible tells us that he'll complete that which concerns us. And a lot of the times, I shared last night when I shared my live, I mean, I did my live. If you didn't go back and watch that, trust me, you want to go back and watch it because it was good too. But one of the things that I understand is that people hide behind fear by using the excuse of perfection. Right? So tonight we're going to talk about the fact that your clients, your audience, your people are not looking for you to be perfect. They're looking for their solution. Oh my gosh. If you haven't written that down already, I want you to write that down. Your audience, the people that God has called you to work with, they are looking for their solution. They are not looking for your perfection. And guess what? It's all in your head. It's all in your head. So I pray that you have some notes. I pray that you are prepared to take notes. I pray that you have a pen and a paper or your iPad with the note section, because trust me, it's going to be good. Okay? If you haven't shared this already, make sure you share it. So the first thing I want you to understand is that perfection is nothing but a distraction. I want you to think about, I want you to answer me this question, and you can put it in the comments. Have you ever ran track? Right? I wasn't a track star. I wasn't a runner. I just was not built for that, right? But one thing that I understand, and track is a sport that I love watching. Like, I really, really love watching. I grew up watching the Olympics, and I remember when Jackie Joyner Kersey and FloJo used to run. I used to get so excited about it when I was younger, right? So one of the things that I understand is that when people run track, they start at a starting line, right? And the gun goes off, and everybody is typically, if we're depending on what they're running, right? They are all lined up, right? And they get set and they get ready, and they're waiting for the sound to go off so that they can begin to run with the goal of whomever to win the race, first place, second place, whomever. But the goal, of course, majority for everybody, is to win first place. So what happens? The gun goes off and everybody's running. And if you pay attention to majority of professionals, is that they're looking at their goal. They're looking at the finish line. They're looking at their target. They're looking at where they desire to be, right? They're not focused on who's to the left. They're not focused on who's to the right. They're not focused on who is in the bleachers. They know that these next few seconds are what counts, and they don't have time to look to the left nor to the right. They have to focus on the target, which is the finish line. But I want you to understand this, right? What if they look to the left in the middle of a race? If the goal is to hit the finish line and to cross the finish line first, and they are looking at what their opponent is doing, what happens? What happens? They begin to slow down. They begin to slow down. What happens? They separate themselves from their assignment. So, what perfection comes to do is it comes to separate you. It's a distraction. So it comes to separate you from your goal, to separate you from writing the book, to separate you from starting the business, to separate you from, if you've already started your business, to market, to separate you from whatever your goal is as it pertains to you building your idea. Right? And I'm looking now because I have my notes here. Oh, ooh. Okay, because that would have been, it would have been horrible, but we would have, because I have like the stuff in my head, but thank God for, yeah, having it in here. All right. So what perfection comes to do is it comes to separate you from moving in your idea, right? Is to get you off track from the pursuit of you moving your idea, moving in your idea. Because I want you to understand that your idea, the business, whatever it is that God has given you, is just not for you. And I hope I'm not going ahead of my notes here. Okay, it's not just for you. I want you to think about what is the goal. Just like if you're running track, your goal is to get to the finish line first. But who is this idea for? And what will it accomplish for the person that it's supposed to help? What will it do for them? And I want you to think about that. Right? While you are waiting for the perfect time, the perfect circumstances that don't exist, the perfect situation that doesn't exist, the perfect you that doesn't exist. One thing that I truly understand is that God is always working on us. He is perfecting us. It's just like the I believe it's he is the potter and we are the clay. And he's always molding us and shaping us. And one thing that I truly understand is that as we live, we evolve, we grow, we become better as we should if we're allowing the Father to make us. So you won't ever, how should I put this? To some degree, you don't reach your level of perfection in the way that you desire to because he's always molding you, making you, and shaping you. But I don't want you to ever get caught up in your idea and you being perfect before you can move in your idea. The goal is for you to implement so that those who are supposed to find you will find you and that they get the answer to their problem. Number two, quit making it about you. You using the excuse of you're waiting for the perfect time or to be perfect is making it about you. You're being selfish. It's just like this. I think last night I talked about the person in the dark room with the flashlight, right? So if everybody's in one room and you are the person, right, who has the flashlight so everybody can see. Remember, one of my life's principles is to always be the light that drives out darkness wherever I go. I don't care where I am. I don't care if I'm in my home. We're going to find some light. I don't care what it is. In every situation, in every circumstance, we're going to see the light. I remember when, because I was fired from a job two times, okay? And that is just growth to be able to say that, right? But the first time I realized that it wasn't what I really wanted to do. The first job, it wasn't really what I wanted to do. I thought it was what I wanted to do, but my job performance reflected the fact that that's not what I wanted to do. And I really didn't. It was times that I hated like Sunday because I knew Monday was coming around the corner. And I was like, at the time, I was like, I don't want to go to work. Like, it was just the worst. It was like, for me, it was the worst feeling. And they did me a favor by firing me, right? But what it did was, the positive was I was able to start connecting with what I wanted to do, which was even bigger. So one of the things that you have to do, and I digress because I do that sometimes, but what your idea is and who you are is you are the light in the darkness of your ideal client and your audience's life. I want you to think about them being in a dark place in their life and you have a solution to their problem. And you are waiting on the perfect time, perfect opportunity, and being the perfect person to give somebody a flashlight to help them out of their situation. You are the flashlight. You are the light. You are the candle. You are who these people need in order to move forward into their purpose. So quit making this about you. It's about, and I wrote this down, it's about them and what they need, not about you. And when you think about it, if a person has a heart issue, they go to a cardiologist not to hear what the cardiologist got going on in their personal life, where they feel has imperfections. All the person who has the heart issue needs is they want to know how can they fix their heart. They could care less about what you got going on in your personal life. They want you to fix their heart. This is what your ideal audience needs. They need you to fix whatever the problem is that you have a solution for. They're not worried about your imperfections. They are not worried about what you don't have all together. All they need is for you to be the light in the midst of their darkness. And this is what people are going to pay for. When the pain, and I heard somebody say this, and it's so true, when the pain is painful enough, people will pay for it. When they are in dire pain, they'll pay for it. And what you have is the light to somebody's darkness. And somebody is waiting on you to take your flashlight through your marketing, through you showing up on social media, through you going to chamber events, through you showing your family and telling your friends about the solution that you provide. You are the light. Separate your personal life from your business. Because guess what? The people who need what you have, they could care less about what you got going on personally. For them, this is about what they need. The reality of it is that you came on here for something that you needed. Now, you may have been nosy, but in the process, you're getting what you need. You don't care what I have, and some people do are nosy, let's just be honest. But the people you have been called to are strictly needing what you have. So quit making it about you, because you're being selfish. And all it's doing is not only stagnating your progress, but it's stagnating somebody else's progress. One thing that I truly understand is that our purpose, our gifts are not about us, but it's about how we can serve other people so that they can get closer to their destiny, get closer to their deliverance. And even this, hear this. When you help somebody else heal, you're not just healing that individual. You're healing everyone connected to that individual. Because remember, people like to say, and it's true, hurt people hurt people. But when healed people are healed, oh my gosh, somebody thread this or tweet this or X, whatever they call it now. Heal people, heal other people. If somebody has been broken all their life and they get healed, their job, because they are healed, is they're going to go back and they're going to heal their husband, they're going to heal their children, and not maybe directly, but they're going to do it indirectly because they got the help that they needed. The moment that you show up in your purpose, guess what? The way that you're going to help heal other people is going to then send them back to heal somebody else. I don't care if you're doing hair. It is not about the hair that you do. It's not just about the t-shirts or whatever, or the earrings that you make. You are providing a transformation that people need in their lives. This is why I decide to show up every day in my business. I'm a mama, I'm a wife, I'm a mama, I work a full-time job, but I understand that people need my light. And my light ain't about me. God gifted me, just like he gifted you with the light, to drive darkness out of somebody's life through your gift and your purpose. Number 3, here's the thing, and this is just real true. Once they know, meaning your audience knows what you have to solve their problem, that's all they need. Once they realize that you have the goods, that's all they need. Remember, people are, and always, I want y'all to write this down. People are emotional buyers. You may, unless you are laser focused, people, you go into a store with a grocery list and you say, I'm going to get these 10 items. You get to the front and there's gum, there's candy, there's chips, there's tissue, there's hand sanitizer. And you're like, oh, I needed this. Something connected, something resonated with you that opened you up to say, guess what? I need to buy that. The more you show up in your purpose and in your gifting, people will be drawn to you. You'll transition from you seeking clients and audiences out to people seeking you out. Why? Because you made a decision to show up. You made a decision to shine the light that God has given you in somebody's dark life. Y'all, we got to you when you get an awareness of just how powerful you are as an individual, and then how powerful the gift that God has given you, you'll show up on a whole new level. You'll show up even if it seems like nobody else is showing up. Always remember that perfection is nothing but a distraction. It's called to separate you from your purpose and your gift, and ultimately the people that need the transformation. Remember, the enemy does not want people to be transformed. He doesn't want people's minds to be renewed. He doesn't want people to be delivered. He doesn't want people set free. So what he's going to do is he's going to try to cause a separation and a wedge between somebody's deliverance. So the very person, which is you, that will cause the deliverance and the transformation in somebody's life through your gift and your purpose, then he's going to make you feel like you got to be perfect. You got to have it all together. You got to have the perfect background. You got to have the certain circumstances. You got to have the perfect setup in order for you to move in your purpose. But what people need is just you as you are. One thing I truly understand is that we live in a day and time, and I may be wrong, but people want to see people that they can connect with and they can resonate with. People that they can identify with in some way. This is why your story is a part of the journey. This is why telling your story in the midst of you marketing is very important. This is why I've shared with people that I've been homeless. And this is because it's a part of my story. And what it does, remember, people are emotional. We are emotional. It's the way that God made us, but it allows us to connect with one another. See, when people see you, you may have it all together. Your hair may be laid, your makeup may be great, and all of this other stuff. But what they see is the present, the outer. But what they don't know is that you may have been addicted to drugs. What they don't know is that you may have lived in the streets, or you were from the streets. What they may not know is Dr. Janine was homeless. Because who in a million years would think that somebody with a doctorate degree would be homeless and sleeping in their car with their husband while they were pregnant? Not too many people. So when I share that story, it causes people to connect with me in a whole new way. It makes me relatable. So don't ever feel like you have to be perfect to show up in the marketplace to attract the clients and the customers that God has called you to. Y'all, let me tell y'all something. After tonight, you got to show up in a major way. Not just for you, but the people who God has called you to. And you got to show up every day in every way. Even if you don't feel like it's perfect. Let me tell y'all. Let me tell this story. I remember, and this is where I was still transitioning into knowing who I am, right? And there was a season, I've shared this before, there was a time where I was like, okay, I want to get back into doing video, but my life had changed because before, when I used to do videos, I didn't have any, we didn't have any kids in the household. So we started having kids, and y'all know kids are kids. They're going to do what kids do. So it's not quiet, and I was looking for the perfect setup. But how many of y'all know when you have toddlers, having a nice studio with a beautiful background just does not work, because even if you have it set up, unless you have it behind a locked door and they definitely can't get in, guess what? It's going to be torn down. So I remember literally having a conversation with one of my friends and talking to God about it. And God was just literally pushing me. And she said what I know God shared with me, but I was just like, She was like, Janine, it makes you relatable. Like, people are looking for the fact that they're looking to be able to connect with a woman who isn't perfect, who doesn't have, because I was like, okay, I don't have time to put on a full face of makeup, although I just believe my skin is very, very beautiful. And I show up online great without makeup, without makeup, like I'm that person, right? But I was looking at people who showed up in that way, and it's not to reduce them in any way, but I was sitting here thinking like, okay, if I got to show up with a face full of makeup and lashes and all of this stuff every day, it's just not gonna happen. Like, it's just not gonna happen. But I started showing up, and guess what? People started listening. People started following me. So people aren't looking for perfection. People are just looking for a solution to their problem. That's it. And you have the solution. Remember, you are the flashlight in the dark room that they need. It's time for you to show up. So, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Tomorrow, I am hosting my free masterclass, the 3 areas that you must have clear in order to make money. Let me tell y'all, it's going to be going up during this time. So if y'all don't see me live on YouTube around this time tomorrow, guess what? I'll be live on Zoom with my masterclass. So if you haven't already, click the link in the description and register. It's totally free. I'm looking forward to seeing y'all there. If what else is there? Is there anything else? Okay. If there's nothing else, remember to know your worth. Good night, y'all. Bye.